We flew down there, and I had like, I don't know, I don't think it was coronavirus actually, because we flew down there, and I was like starting to get sick before I even left Canada.
Oh, okay.
Like in my throat.
But then the planes just make it worse.
Yeah, and also like, so I was fine, and like I was feeling a little sick. My throat was scratchy. I was coughing and shit, and I was just trying to like pound back vitamin C and shit like that, because this was like as we were driving.
Yeah, and you're like I gotta not get this way when we get there. You don't want to feel like shit.
We flew into Denver. And then we rented a car to drive to Aspen, which is about 3 hours away.
Okay.
And so I was feeling coffee and shit, and like my throat hurt. Next morning I woke up and I was still pounding like emergency.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like stave off the sickness.
Yeah.
But then it was like a POW day. And we like rode like super, super hard. And you know, just like on a POW day, you're like exerting yourself like way more, because it's like, so I basically just like completely destroyed my body, and by the end of that day I was like, I'm fucking sick. Like,
no, that's terrible.
I had a fever like after that day, like after the day of riding, like I couldn't get warm.
Oh yeah, that's
like, so I had a fever, and like I felt like just like a zombie.
Really?
And like as soon as we got back to the condo, I was like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Peace. And I stayed in bed the entire night, and then I woke up the next day and I was like, I still feel sick.
But not as bad.
But not as bad as the night before. But then we went riding, and by like noon, I was like, I'm fucking done. Because like, and then it hit me super hard again. Because we were driving to the next town, which was Dillon, which was about 2 hours away from Aspen. And the whole car ride, I was just like, I was still in my ski gear because I couldn't get warm, and we're sitting in the car, and like as soon as we got to the condo, I just like,
you like can't get warm, but you're sweating.
Yeah,
and you're like, ugh.
I just like laid on the couch, and I was like, I'm fucking, and I again that entire night I was pretty much out of commission. But then the next day I was actually good. Like I woke up.
If you actually do what the doctors tell you and sleep.
Yeah,
and
it's like
water,
basically rest, and
it makes a huge difference. It really does.
Which is good, because like everybody else was partying, I was like, I will not do that, because I know I will fuck myself over.
Yeah, and you
so
do,
much more.
man. It'll extend your sickness by a week.
Yeah, and I definitely wanted to. I was more focused on like, because we went obviously to Colorado to ride.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can party anywhere. Whatever, I'm here to ride.
There to snowboard.
So I'm going to get better, and I still rode all 4 days. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It was cool though, because like Aspen was like the biggest mountain, like width-wise. Actually, it was pretty high too. It was 13,000 feet and 5,600 acres, which is a lot.
That's a fuck ton.
It's split between 4 different mountains, and there's 22 lifts on the one mountain alone.
No way.
Yeah, it's so
Jesus Christ.
so wide.
That's
like
insane.
Yeah, you have to take like one lift up, and it kind of takes you off to the right. Like because we started at the very left. That's where the parking lot was.
Yeah.
You take one lift up to the right, and then you ride down into another lift, and it takes you a little higher and off to the right a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you can either go, like, there's some lifts over here that you can go on, or you can continue going to the right, which was cool, and it was cool to explore, but it was like you have to really plan out your day, because you're like, okay, because
you want to hit as much as possible, but you gotta make sure that you're going the right routes for it.
Yeah, and
right?
also getting back anywhere took like an hour, you know, so like you didn't want to be like completely blown and like on your way back.
Yeah, super tired. That's how you get injured, man.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're tired, and then your legs give out on you.
Yeah, your legs, you feel it. Your legs just stop responding in the way that you would like them to.
Yes.
And you're just like, you can feel it, and you're just like, my leg is super tired, and I'm
fucking dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been out 3 times so far.
Yeah.
Which isn't as much as I'd like, but I have to get out more before I go cat skiing.
Uh-huh.
Which is February 14th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about taking a day off next week to go out, because I don't have any fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my cousin's baby shower is happening, and of course I gotta be there. And then my brother, I have to do a baby shower for him, but like a boys one. And I'm like, fuck me, it's just every goddamn weekend there's shit to do.
Yeah, the older you get, the more, like, I had a weekend where Like, we just didn't have anything going on.
Unreal.
I was like, we did nothing. We smoked
That's
weed and we played
amazing.
video games. I was like, this is awesome. But as soon as that weekend was over, I was like, I can't have another weekend like that.
No,
like, I need to be productive.
Well, so when we went to Canmore, not Canmore, we went to Dead Man's Flats this weekend and stayed at an Airbnb and got our engagement photos done.
Yeah.
But during those 2 days, we didn't have to be anywhere.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It was great. And, like, we went out and we walked around in nature. We got our photos done. But, like, you know, if my mom invited us for dinner, I could be like, I'm not coming. We're in Dead Man's Flats, you know. Same with my stepmom. Like, it was really nice. It was really nice. We're actually looking at going to Fernie, I think, in March.
Tight.
Yeah.
You get some snowboarding in then.
That's the plan, actually.
Yeah. I've never ridden Fernie.
They could get snow.
They do.
It's like Castle, right?
Yeah. When we were in Colorado, they got like a meter of snow.
Fucking
like
insane.
an actual meter, which is like
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. Like
one of my coworkers went cat skiing in Revy for his first time, and he said that there was like 2 meters there. Mm-hmm. They got so much fucking snow, man.
They're getting hammered this year.
I know.
Yeah.
I have to buy new boots on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Or tomorrow. I'm not sure which one.
That's fair. I mean, I might need new bindings. My bindings are getting kind of...
They get a little bit shaky, hey?
Yeah, just the buckles aren't as... Like, they don't... the teeth...
Actually click.
Yeah, like, they just don't grip as well. Mm-hmm. And I lost one of the screws on the binding plate.
You can get screws.
Yeah, I know I can get a new screw. It would be fine. But, like, also my bindings are, like... 10 years old.
Yeah.
So just like binding technology has changed within that 10 years. Like I noticed a huge difference between my 10-year-old snowboard and the snowboard I have now. But
so the bindings are going to be the same idea, right?
Because they have things that make it more responsive, and they've like updated technology, and there's like shock absorbers in the bindings and stuff now.
Really?
And, yeah, there's like
mine are pretty old too. Mine are probably close to 10 years old.
Yeah, I like them because they're metal.
Yeah.
So they're just like solid bindings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I'm getting that issue too. Like the screws on my binding plate get a little bit loose.
Yeah.
And then I can feel it move a little bit, and it's on my front foot, and I'm like, man, if this thing goes when I'm on it, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. No, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I put Loctite on it last year, and it worked great. And so I think I'm gonna do that again, but maybe it's just time to buy new ones. I don't know.
And it could like I mean. With me, I lost it basically on the first day in Colorado. I don't know how I lost it.
Sometimes it just come out.
It just came out. But like you could tell, I was like the first time I noticed, I was doing up my bindings, and the binding just moved on the snowboard a little bit.
It's not ideal. It's freaky.
That kind of sucks.
But even if you take it into like the repair place, they'll usually give you something on spec.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the last year when we went on a trip to Revy and Kicking Horse. At Kicking Horse, it was like the third day, I think, I busted my buckle. And I just took it to the shop. I was like, can you fix this? And the guy was like, yep. And he fixed it. And he was like, no charge. And I was like,
sweet.
Really? Sweet. So I gave him $10. I was like, fuck yeah. Like,
this is for you. Have lunch on me, man.
This is great service. Like,
yeah. I think I'm going to go to Ski Cellar to buy my boots. And I think I'm going to do it tomorrow.
That's actually where I got my board from.
They have amazing service, man.
Yeah.
They really do.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It depends on where we meet for beers, but I figure... Like, I'm usually done work around 3:34, so I'll just pop in, get my boots, and then meet you guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
think.
think.
Give you a lot of time.
It'll give me plenty of time. And I made the mistake last time of just accepting boots that were too tight, and now, like, they're so fucking uncomfortable, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get them to bring me boots until I find ones that are comfortable and that fit, and then that, like, I'm not compromising on it, you know?
Try, what kind of boots do you wear now?
I think they're Burton.
Okay. If they have any, I don't know, do you have wide feet?
Yes.
Okay, try Adidas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I have super wide feet, actually. It's a problem.
I was talking to a guy at the Source, it was last year, because we went for their sale, because Ashley was getting a bunch of new gear.
Yeah.
She got like a whole new setup, and she got like it's like a $2,500 worth of gear for like $1,000.
That's pretty good.
She got new everything, like boots, bindings, board, snow pants, jacket.
Really?
And I think that was it, but it was like $1,000.
It's pretty good.
So like there's some good sales. But anyways, I was talking to the guy. I was like, yo, like this is the problem I'm having with my boots. They're just like too tight.
Yeah.
And I know it's because they're too narrow. And I have Nikes right now, actually. And the guy was like, have you tried Adidas? And I was like, no. And he's like, they actually make their boots a little bit wider. And I put them on. I was like, these are so comfortable.
Really? Maybe that's what I'll do then.
Yeah.
Because I have super wide feet. That's always my biggest problem. Like, finding dress shoes for me is impossible because they make them for people with feet like
Tiny,
that narrow,
tiny feet.
you know?
Yeah, I know. Because I also have wide feet and I have like super flat feet.
Yeah.
But like my boots are fine lengthwise. Like my toes don't.
Well, you can get boots lengthwise, no problem.
Yeah,
right?
oh
It's
yeah,
the
it's
width.
easy. It's the width that really kills me. So
You get them in a 10.5, 11, or 12, or whatever size
Yeah.
feet you are. It's no problem,
it's
right?
fine, yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. Give Adidas a try.
I will.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend that much money, but I'm doing it at the worst time of year for it, right? Like, what I should have done was bought new ones spring last year.
Spring last year, or like usually they'll do like back to school sales or whatever.
Exactly, but you know, if I'm gonna go cat skiing twice, then I don't want to be fucking crying about my feet the whole time.
Yeah.
Because it takes away from the day.
It does. It's especially like usually I'm good until like about lunchtime, and then I'm like, my feet fucking hurt. But it's something that I've been like, I deal with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And I've had these boots for almost 4 years now, and I'm like, all right, they clearly aren't getting better.
Yeah.
Over time, I'm not breaking them in. Why am I like? That's one of the things that's been keeping me away from snowboarding because my feet fucking hurt so bad, man. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why am I forcing myself to do this when I have the money? I can just go buy new ones.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. The boots I got them for $50 from just like a friend.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really expecting much. They were better than the ones I was using because the ones I've had before were too big.
Oh, okay.
And I think
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Too big is worse than ouch.
Yeah.
Because you just like don't have any control.
No control.
Yeah.
You feel your feet moving around in there. That's uncomfortable.
Even if it's just like a fraction of a second, it really actually matters.
Definitely.
When your heel is lifting up and it doesn't get over onto the edge as quickly as you would like it to.
Exactly.
Especially when because like I'm pretty good at snowboarding now.
Yeah.
So like when you're riding more technical shit, like in the trees, and when
you
like,
need to get over on that edge.
When
man.
it like really really matters, like you need that control and you need
the responsiveness.
You need the responsiveness, and there
100%.
can't be any delay because you need it to do exactly what you need it to do when you need it to do it. Yeah. So,
no, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I just don't want to spend the $350 it's going to cost me.
Yeah,
you know?
especially because you're probably looking at something like semi-decent. Like,
yeah, I don't want to buy shit boots. I want them to last me another 5 years, right? Mm-hmm. But
I get that.
It's worth it, right? It's
all an investment.
It is, and it's worth the money. Like, I don't know. I made that mistake now. I can't not do it again.
Yeah. Like when I went and bought my snowboard, I went out on Boxing Day. But I bought a snowboard because I was doing research beforehand. And I was like, I want this one, basically. I did a bunch of research, and I kind of knew what I wanted. So I was like, this one, I think, is the fit for me. And I went out on Boxing Day to Ski Cellar Snowboard. My snowboard wasn't on sale at all. And I, like, went up to the guy, and I was like, I want this one. And then I was like, wait a second. Can you tell me some stuff about it?
Yeah.
Just to be like, you know, not just buying a snowboard, being like, this one. And then he told me all this stuff. I was like, I already knew that. I did all this research online.
Yeah, there's no
like,
point. It doesn't hurt to get their opinion, too, because they ride a lot, usually, right?
Usually, yeah. So, like, I just asked him, I was like, what's the difference between these two? Like, you know, and he's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I know I'm still going with this one. And I don't regret my decision at all. It was like...
Oh, that's all that matters.
Probably the best $500 I've ever spent.
And $500, man, like, if you go out 10, 15 times a year, which you do, or more, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
100% worth it.
I've already got my money's worth out of that board. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago, and I've ridden the shit out of it, and it completely changed my riding, too. So.
Yeah. Mine's looking a little bit rough.
Yeah.
It's got a ton of nicks in it, and...
Yeah, mine does, too.
I don't know. It might be time to get a new one of that, too. I'd rather stagger out my big equipment purchases over time.
Oh, yeah. That's what I've always done. Is,
you know?
Is just slowly upgrade things. Even because, you know, the stuff you wear, too. like on your body, like your jacket and snow pants and your goggles and your helmet. Yeah, all that shit's really expensive too.
I need to buy new goggles actually as well.
Yeah, but like having quality shit like makes a complete change.
Especially for shit like shit that's going to affect your day-to-day riding, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Well, I guess is really all of it, but
yeah, all of it.
Yeah, you know, like goggles.
Goggles are super key.
Goggles are critical, especially for those low light days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like if you don't have proper goggles on those days, you're not having any fun.
No, it sucks because you're just trying to pick your way down as safe as possible because you can't tell what the fuck's in front of you.
Anything, yeah. And like there are some days where that just
it's gonna be
no
that
matter
way.
what, it's just that way. But like, we had one of those days on the last day in Colorado. Actually, we rode this place called the Arapahoe Basin.
Yeah,
13,500 feet at the peak. So, like, the air was, like, they actually sold oxygen.
Oh, because they're so thin,
Because it's so thin. And, like, yeah. Like,
Jesus.
you would notice it, too. Like, you do up your bindings, you stand up, you're, like, be huffing and puffing and shit. And, like, normally we drink beers on the chairlift and stuff. Nobody was drinking beers that day.
No, for sure not.
But we had one of those days where it was just, like, it was a whiteout, basically.
Yeah.
And, like, coming down, like... It's weird because your body, like, doesn't know how to react. Like, you're just like, okay, toe edge. And then your body's like, what?
Yeah.
Because you have no, like, visual cues.
Exactly.
And, like, I actually got vertigo. Like, I was getting dizzy. And I felt nauseous after just getting down that one run. Because, like...
It's not fun, man.
Oh, it wasn't fun, but...
Did you go up again or no?
Well, we rode the top bit for a little bit. And it was fine. As, like... Because you would go up, and then there was just a little bit that you had to, that you didn't have the visibility, and then you got into the trees, and it was fine.
Yeah. Usually under the trees, it's
as soon as you get into the trees, it's fine.
I don't know if it's because there's contrast from the shadows or what, but it's always.
Yeah, and then it was after we were done riding the trees, and going back down the front side, it's all mostly above the tree line.
Yeah.
So for like half the run, it was just, it was just the one run, but yeah.
It's still uncomfortable, and that can shake your confidence a little bit too, right?
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. My confidence is high.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean, yes.
Yeah, it just feels uncomfortable.
Like, it just feels uncomfortable. Like yeah, it's, yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting experience. The whole thing was cool. So, yeah.
Worth it?
Oh, yeah. Definitely worth it. Just even to be in Colorado, it was neat.
Yeah.
Like, we went to some breweries.
You say that you've been to Aspen, right? Like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. We had, the first day of riding just made the entire trip worth it.
There you go.
Because it was, like, a foot of snow overnight. And then we went on a Friday. So there was
snow overnight's unreal.
Foot of snow overnight, nobody on the mountain.
Fuck, yeah.
Just fresh tracks all day. And, like, you're, like, you know when you, like, go down to, like, a blue run and you'd be like, man, this would be way sicker if there was, like, a foot of powder.
Yes. I know exactly what you mean.
So we got that all day.
And it makes the blacks and double blacks more fun, too, right? Because, like, you can hit steeper pitches when there's more powder.
Oh, yeah, you just,
and it slows you down a little bit, and they're way more approachable, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
fucking love that shit. One of my favorite feelings ever was I went and did like a skiing trip during university out to Castle, to my friend Kate's place, and it started snowing at about 4:00, and it just was like those big fat fluffy snowflakes. And it kept snowing all the way up until midnight, and I just, every time I went outside to have a smoke or whatever, I would just be laughing. Yeah. Because I'm like, tomorrow's going to be a great day, you know?
Yeah, yeah. We had one of those days at Castle, too, like 2 years ago. The first day we rode, it was like a Bluebird day.
Yeah.
It was later season, and it was like the coverage wasn't very good or anything. It was like just a normal Bluebird day.
Yeah.
The snow was kind of soft and playful, but it was like there's not a lot of snow.
Nothing crazy.
They weren't expecting to get snow, but they got a surprise snowstorm.
The best.
And it snowed so much overnight. And the next day we woke up and it was a surprise POW day. And the thing about like Castle is like if you really want to go to the top, if it's busy, it's hard to get up there.
Super hard because the fucking chair gets mobbed.
Yeah, it's like a 2-person chair, and it takes like 45 minutes to get from the bottom to the top.
Yeah,
not like that at all. It was like completely dead on the mountain because nobody expected it to snow.
That's perfect.
It was one of the best days, one of the best POW days I've ever had.
When Castle gets it, they get it, man. They get it hard.
That top section is just amazing.
They need to update that lift, though.
They do, because everybody wants to go up there, and
it's where the best snow is.
Exactly. So
right, like, and it fucking sucks ass waiting in a 45-minute line. You know.
Yeah.
You go up. I don't even know what the chair is. Is it purple?
I think it's red.
No, I mean the one to get to red.
Blue.
Blue. You go up blue and it's fine, but if it's like a spring day, everything below red is nasty. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just slushy and not very good, or icy, and yeah, I don't know. I gotta fix that situation. I mean, it's a good spot.
Yeah, it's like a super local spot too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's where we're going cat skiing for the first time this year. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's awesome. Yeah, what I've heard.
Yeah, because like most people who are coming, like from out of country, they're going to Lake Louise, Sunshine.
Yeah, they don't think about Castle.
They don't think about Castle.
Or even Fernie, really.
No, just because it's like, it's quite far away from any major city, right? Like,
exactly.
It's just 2.5 hours from Calgary, ish, which is, it's a little bit more than you can do in a day, right? So. Yeah.
I mean, you can make a day trip out of it. It's just not
it's a long day.
It's a long day.
I have done it in a day trip.
Yeah.
It is a long day.
It's a long day. It's a long day.
It was actually,
you know, if you leave by 3 or 4 o'clock, you're not getting home till 7.
Yeah, that's like, especially like 2.5 hours in the car after you've been snowboarding.
It's too much.
It's a lot. Yeah. Like,
even the hour and a half back from Sunshine, I'm like starting to get antsy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, also, yeah, your body hurts, and you're like, you're like, as soon as I fucking stand up, I'm just gonna die.
It's gonna suck, yeah.
Because your muscles are, like, all the adrenaline.
And you're, like, cold.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're fucking cold.
And all the adrenaline has left your body, so, like, you feel all the aches and pains and
exactly.
And, yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Mm-hmm. I, like, completely respect anybody who's trying to learn how to snowboard right now.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it is literally the worst thing.
It fucking sucks, man.
It's the worst.
It fucking sucks.
It's so goddamn hard.
Jordy telling me about him, he's like, I can leaf down the mountain. I'm like, man, good on you. That's.
Yep. I remember those days.
I remember those days because it sucked. Seriously. And you feel super uncomfortable on your toe edge, and you're like, this isn't the way things are supposed to be.
The toe edge is just terrifying.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah. And then something clicks, and then you just, like, progress so quickly.
Yeah, you got to get the turns down.
As soon as you can link those turns, and you can go.
Then you're good.
And then it just, like, you progress real quickly after
that. Well, and it increases your enjoyment factor because your legs get less sore.
But, yeah, your legs get less sore because you're not just using...
One side.
One side, yeah. Because, like, even if, like, on a long cat track or something, and I'm just riding the one edge...
They hurt.
They hurt. It sucks.
I know. I know.
So...
And sometimes it can be a little bit weird, you know, swapping your edge on a cat track, right? Especially if there's a slight angle to it. Mm-hmm. Like that one cat track, when you come down... what the hell is it? Not Divide.
Goat Side?
No, not... Well, there's one on Goat Side, too.
Oh, Angel?
Yeah, Angel. You come down Angel and you go along that cat track.
Yeah.
And it's angled just a little bit this way. You can swap your edges, but if you have anyone in front of you, it's just like...
Yeah.
You know, it's just uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the same with Goat Side. There's the same cat track, effectively. Yeah. Same kind of thing. And it leads to Sunshine Coast and all those other trails.
Yeah. I don't hate Sunshine as much as other people do.
I don't understand the hate. I love Sunshine, but that's also the mountain I learned on.
I like Sunshine, and like I used to not like Sunshine when I was more newbie and beginner because it is a hard mountain.
It can be for sure.
It's a hard mountain. Like even
if you take a look at the blues at Sunshine, they are blacks at Nikiska.
Oh yeah, definitely
for sure,
definitely. Like
I went to Nikiska with my dad. Back in December, I think it was, because he was like, yeah, I just want to do a quick trip out there. I'm like, all right, I'll join you, whatever. Mm-hmm. And we went into the quote-unquote expert area. It's a blue for Sunshine, or Louise even, right?
Yeah. I went to Nikiska one time, and it's like, double black diamond this way, and I wrote it, and I was like, this is
not bad at all.
That wasn't a double black diamond.
No. We got good snow when we were there, though, surprisingly.
That's good.
It gets mobbed, though. There's a lot of kids there.
It's close.
Yeah.
And it's an easy mountain, so yeah.
Well, that's where I learned originally, and then we moved up to Sunshine.
Yeah. The one time I went to Nikiska I went, and it was fine. It was real busy, but like I almost completely clobbered this tiny little human.
Oh, I know.
Like 5 years old maybe, because I didn't see them because they were slowly coming vertical across the mountain from out behind their parents.
Oh no, yeah.
So it's just they randomly appeared, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And I like hit my heel edge super hard, and I like just avoided them, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
like,
it freaks you out.
That would have
right?
been traumatizing for me and this kid, way more. But
yeah, but it's one of those things like you just don't even. I don't know. I don't like skiing around kids, but it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Especially when it funnels down to the bottom of the mountain, you're going to.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, you know, the person who is uphill always has to be the one who's away.
They're the ones who are responsible.
Yeah.
Right?
You have to be like, some people are always...
As annoyed as I get at people,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
quit fucking S-turning throughout the whole mountain. You're in my way.
Yeah. Like,
you know, you still got to be careful.
Yeah. Especially skiers sometimes. When you're on a tiny... Like, the ski out at Sunshine is a perfect example of this.
I don't even take it anymore, man. It pisses me off.
It's frustrating because, like, there will be skiers and they're literally just doing fucking huge-ass carves on the entire thing. It's like, okay, like, just realizing you're not the only people on the goddamn mountain.
Let me pass. Like,
yes,
you know, and you can yell at someone, like, passing on left or whatever. They don't hear you.
No, they're not going to hear you, and it might even make them fuck up more.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I just have learned to, like, predict people's movements,
and you got to time it right,
and then just like gun it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's also comes with skill, right? Like you're not afraid to like nose down the mountain and like, you know, like,
exactly.
Like when you're a beginner, facing your nose down the mountain is terrifying.
Super uncomfortable.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, I remember trying to teach a guy who we did the castle trip with.
Yeah.
Back in university, because he was a skier, but for some reason he was like, I'm going to snowboard. I don't know if he just wanted to look cool or what, but it was just a brutal experience, because he's like, no, this is wrong, it feels wrong. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, I get used to it.
Yeah, like, it's what it is, you know? And now it feels weird for me to be on skis and face that way.
Yeah, it'd be so weird.
It's uncomfortable.
I could not deal with that.
But that's what you get used to, right? It's like with anything.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, like, I think I've said it many times before, and I'm just repeating what I heard, but snowboarding is harder to learn but easier to master, whereas skiing is easier to learn but harder to master.
100%.
Yeah, and I totally see that, because snowboarding's hard as fuck to learn.
Yeah, it sucks ass. And there's a lot of wet asses and hard asses. Like, you fall down so many times.
Bruised butts, broken wrists.
Yeah. I haven't broken anything, luckily.
I broke my wrist 3 times.
I know.
Yeah.
All snowboarding.
Yeah, all snowboarding. Twice at COP. Never on a mountain.
No, only COP.
Only hills. So yeah, that's a thing.
I haven't been to COP in forever.
Yeah, and I'm pretty lucky. I haven't had any like serious wipeouts either. I had like one last year that looked real serious, but like I got lucky and I just ended up with like a cut above my eyebrow. Bad. Yeah, and that's only because I wear glasses under my goggles.
Yeah.
Like, I hit the ground so much that my glasses pushed up into my face and cut my eyebrow.
That kind of should have put the fear of God into you, though.
Yeah, it did. But, like, it was weird because I was like, okay, fuck. After this spill, like, mentally, I was like, dude, just keep riding. Because if you fucking let this get to you, it's going to be hard to get back out there.
Oh,
like,
100%. 100%.
So just, like, fucking do
it. But it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I need to not be as insane, or you need to like throttle back or realize when you can take those risks.
It was like a little bit of a it's a little bit of a reality check for sure.
Yeah, but you're gonna fall. Like that's gonna happen.
It was a hard fall. Well, it was just a.
You were going fast or what?
I was going fast and I didn't see it was like a cat track that wound around.
Oh shit!
Kind of
Did you fly off the edge?
Yeah. But I went and I saw that the cat track kind of like went like that, so I went and I jumped off the first ledge, and then I was like, oh shit, it winds around, and I tried to catch my toe edge.
Yeah.
I thought I would be able to stop, but my toe edge skipped, so basically I was on my toe edge, and my toe edge went out over the edge of the cat track.
Ew.
And that's how I went basically.
Did you go off the edge?
Yeah,
fully?
I did. Yeah. But it was a run, but like it was just a steep, you know, it's a steep incline, but like my toe edge slipped out basically over into the abyss, and I like my face hit the initial edge, and then I went and I bounced once, and then I ended up like, you know, quite a ways down.
Yeah.
And like I stood up, like I sat up, and there was like snow in my goggles, like full of snow. And I was just like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm fine.
Did that just happen? How did I not die?
I took my goggles off and everybody's like coming down towards me like, holy fuck, are you okay? Like, everybody's worried. And I just start laughing because, like, I was just like, I can't believe
kind of in shock a little,
I
right?
was, but I couldn't believe that I was okay. Like, it was like, it seemed like it was a bad
It sounds
fall,
like you were going full tilt at it too, right?
Oh, yeah, I was. Like, it's... The people who saw it were, like, one of the guys is like, your fall is still the most crazy fall I have ever seen anybody do in real life.
I've done a cartwheel or two, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And usually if that happens, it's in deep snow. And
Yeah.
It's fine.
I've tomahawked for sure, where your nose just goes down and you do a flip, and it's like, that was fine.
Yeah, you learn how to fall though a little bit too. Right?
You do. The thing is like I've had probably more serious falls as I've progressed in skill level, but I've hurt myself less just because you learn how to fall, and it's not a conscious thing that you do. It's just I feel like your body just kind of starts reacting.
You just have to not fight the fall
because
you're going down.
You're going down. So if you stiffen up, then you're gonna hurt yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
I mean, there's some situations where no matter what, it's going to suck, right? Like, I haven't done this in forever, but you catch a toe edge and you wind yourself by smacking down on the ground.
Yeah, I haven't done that in forever.
No.
But I remember the last time that I really did that.
And it fucking sucked,
right?
It
sucked. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You win.
But I think maybe that happens when you're riding your toe edge not
right.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're not facing the right way, because the hill is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's stuff that you kind of learn as you progress, right?
Yeah, well, and you have the skill to do.
Yeah.
Because you learn how to point your snowboard the right way.
Yeah. And also, a big thing is just developing the small little micro muscles that you don't realize that you're using. But once you snowboard like that actually really do help. Like,
100%.
Also, I was going to say something... And I definitely forgot.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Shit happens.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, this is what it is. That's so weird how that, like, I need like 10 seconds to remember stuff sometimes. There's this thing that happens when you're like an intermediate, where you just, basically you're overconfident. And that's when you're most likely to get injured, is because you have, like, you're not as careful anymore as you were when you were a beginner, but you're not quite at the skill level that you need to be at to, like, actually deal with shit. Like,
100%.
Like, as a rider now, I've had so many close calls where I just, like, you're like, oh shit, and then you just fix it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But, like, as an intermediate, you're eating shit.
Yep.
So...
100%.
It's like in that intermediate range is where you're most likely to get injured.
Exactly. Like if I'm gonna fall or have a serious fall now, it's mostly because I've been going too fast and my edge skids out from underneath me.
Yeah. And then that's like you fall on your butt or your knees
or your knees, and it's whatever. You just
like,
get back up.
You get up and you're like,
I probably shouldn't have been going that fast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or you approach a hill or like an incline a little bit too aggressively, and that happens. But that's mostly it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And it's like I'm not doing anything like super crazy that like I ride crazy terrain, but I'm not doing like crazy jumps or anything.
No.
I like to do jumps, but just like natural jumps on the mountain, like
these little kickers.
Yeah, kickers or like cliffs or whatever are pretty fun when you get like little cliff kind of faces or whatever.
Yeah. But nothing crazy. You're not getting big air or doing anything fucking absolutely nuts.
No, and I refuse to do boxes and rails because I've just smashed my tailbone off boxes too many times, and it's only been like 3 times, but that's enough.
Man, I don't know. I don't see the appeal, but I've never really done them that seriously, so...
Yeah, if you want to be a park rider, I get it. It's cool, like it looks cool.
Yeah, but that's like, not really... That's just not something that interests me.
It's not where I super get my jollies from on snowboarding.
No, it's backcountry and fucking powder.
Powder and going fast and just riding super well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I get it.
Exactly.
Especially like if you're on a nice groomer or like a nice run where you can just like fucking cook
let her rip,
and you're going
there's
like
no people, and you're just like bye bitches.
You're just like straight toe down or nose down, and you're just crouched.
Yeah,
and you're cooking it like 80 kilometers an hour or whatever.
It's so satisfying.
Oh, it's so satisfying.
I know.
And you think about it, and after you do it, you're like, if I would have any sort of
I would
fuck
have
up
been
there,
fucked.
I would have probably died.
But you're good. You're good.
Oh, yeah,
like,
you're
you
fine.
know.
You're fine, yeah.
When you can feel, like, the G-forces as you go up a hill, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you've gone down the hill, and then you're approaching it, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I love that feeling.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Snowboarding's great.
It is.
It's one of the best things that I decided to do with my life.
I need to get out more.
Yeah.
Before this goddamn cat skiing adventure. Because I don't know how difficult it's going to be at Castle. Like, I've done cat skiing before.
Yeah.
And it's more work because it's deep powder, right? But I've never done Castle, and I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like. I'd rather be more prepared than not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally.
I mean, nothing's going to really happen, but I don't know if it would.
I've had some real sick pow days.
Yeah.
And, like, I get why people can be jaded by, like, when you get days like that, and obviously
but they're two different things.
It's two different things, exactly. And
you
obviously
know?
you're always seeking those pow days where you can just, like,
let it rip.
Those are the days where you're fucking giggling down the entire goddamn mountain because you just, like, you're smiling and you can't help but yelling. The only time that I have felt inclined to spontaneously yell or woohoo is when I'm riding fucking powder.
I know, man. Anytime we go cat skiing, I do it, inevitably.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's the only time that I cannot control my emotions like that.
Because you're so fucking hyped,
because
right?
it's so sick. Like, there will never be anything like that, but it is different.
Oh, yeah,
like,
totally
I still
different.
appreciate just cooking it down groomers.
Well, sometimes it's fun.
Yeah,
you
those
know?
like nice bluebird days where you're just like, the snow is
You're
nice
just
and
cruising
soft,
and you got your music in or whatever. It's chill. Like, that for sure I like.
Yeah, and you're like seeking out side hits, and you're like, fuck, sweet. You can go and you hit it, and then you do cool stuff, or you go in the trees or whatever. It's all different, you know?
Exactly.
So, like, no matter what, there's like,
there's something in it no matter what.
Yeah, I've maybe had one bad day in my entire life snowboarding where I was like, that wasn't worth it.
When?
It was Kimberly last year.
Oh, really?
It was like, the conditions were shit.
I've heard that mountain's not very big. I've never actually been there.
It's not super big and it's not super exciting, but the conditions were just shit. Like, it was hard packed, icy snow.
Yeah.
And flat light, hard. Like, you know the snow where it, like, looks like powder, but then you enter it and it's like, it's just so hard.
Yeah.
It's shit. So we did one run, and then we were like, this is...
Not into it. It's not worth it. You know, the price of admission, whatever. Just say fuck it, right?
Yeah. It was like the, you know, the ski trip where you pay for the package. So
yeah.
It was like 2 days of riding, the bus transport, and like 3 nights stay on the mountain.
Are you guys doing that again this year?
No.
No?
No. It's at the end of February. They're going to Kicking Horse, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's an extra $100. So it's like almost $500.
It's still a pretty good deal, but...
Pretty good deal for staying on the mountain.
Yeah.
And the condos are pretty nice.
But I also feel like, I don't know if I could keep up that level of party slash riding.
I can't anymore either. Like, last year we went and I was like, I'm so over this.
Oh, yeah. It's non-fucking stop, right?
This is not what I want in my life anymore. I'm like, I'm not a huge partier anymore.
No, exactly. Every once in a while, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely.
But, you know, I just, like, even if I have, you know, if I drink too much on a Friday or Saturday, I wake up the next day and I'm like, fuck, I just hate everything right now.
Yeah.
And you don't sleep as well. You feel tired. It's just not as good.
Yeah, and sleep is super important. Like, I know that I work good on 7 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
7 hours is like the sweet spot for me.
Me too.
But if I go to bed even like an hour later, I'm fucked.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
I'm so exhausted the next day.
Like 6 hours I can get away with. 5 I'm fucked.
Oh, yeah.
4 is I might as well call in sick.
Yeah. 5 hours or 6 hours I can get away with and it's fine. I'll feel it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything less than that and it's just like, holy shit.
It's a nightmare.
Like...
No, I know.
Yeah.
But I do find about 7 hours to be the sweet spot. Maybe 7.5. Because like you wake up naturally.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I can make my life work right now.
Yeah. And then the only thing is like on weekends, like I'll do maybe 8.
Yeah.
8 to 9, but usually closer to 8.
Yeah.
So, but like I'm still like I'm waking up naturally, but like that's like 8, 9 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but that's like a sleep-in for me. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but then even if you try to sleep in past that, you'll wake up groggy. Like I find, like I don't usually start working until 9, right? So I'll sleep until 8:15, 8:30.
Yeah.
But oftentimes I'll find myself waking up when Amanda leaves.
Yeah.
And I'll wake up and I'm like, I feel perfectly awake. But I'm like, I don't have to be up yet. Might as well go back to bed. Fall asleep. And then I wake up and I'm like, I feel worse. I'm more tired than I was when I woke up before.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm going back to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to do that on the weekends. Is like I would wake up at like, I don't know, 7:30, and you wake up and you're like, oh, okay, whatever. And then
I could get up.
I could, but I don't have to. So you go back to sleep and you sleep until like, I don't know, 9:30, and you wake up and you're like, oh, God.
Yeah. I feel like balls.
I feel worse. Then you lay in bed for like half an hour to an hour, and then it's like 10:30, 11. You're like, fuck, I just wasted like,
The whole morning, man.
the whole morning, yeah.
No, I know. It can be annoying.
Yeah. We're getting old.
It's really depressing.
We just had a conversation about how we can't party as hard as we used to and how sleeping in sucks.
Yeah, man. Well, it's true. And now, like when I was a kid, I was like, why don't my parents sleep in? And now I get it. I totally get it, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, you just, and that kind of stuff becomes less enjoyable too, right? Like every once in a while it's great to blow off steam or that kind of thing, but you just, to keep it up at every weekend or whatever, it's just not fucking possible.
No, definitely not. It's not enjoyable because you want to feel like a human being sometimes.
Yeah, and then it's not as special, right? Like it's not as fun because it's like, oh, I'm doing this every weekend, you know?
Yeah. No, I like doing it just every once in a while.
Well, but the other thing is that because life is life, we only ever really do it every once in a while, right? Because everybody's fucking busy.
Yeah. I also don't go as hard as I used to. Like, the goal isn't to get drunk.
Super fucked.
The goal is to just, like, maintain a constant level of...
good times.
Like, tipsiness.
Yeah.
Like, the verge of drunk. Not slightly above tipsy, but slightly less than drunk,
Not
you know?
fucking
like...
yelling at people levels, but...
Yeah.
You know, conversational. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like bubbly. That kind of thing.
Like, I went out to, concert last Friday by myself because I got the Big Winter Classic was the thing, and I got wristbands or whatever.
Yeah, they were talking about it. I went to trivia with Greg and Brad and James at Broken City, and they were talking about it there. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's one of the venues.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went out on Friday night, and I just basically, I had 3 pints of beer and 1 full doobie to myself, but not all at once.
Yeah.
And I felt just great the entire night.
Like, just happy. Just generally happy.
But I could have, like, easily pushed that, you know what I mean? Like, if I would have had, like, 1 more beer, I would have been, like, I would have been fine, but it would have been, like, a little bit too drunk, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, just as you age, you, like, understand how you want to feel, and you know how you can get there.
Exactly.
Because you have that experience.
Do you buy pre-rolls?
I rolled it. It was just a tiny little... I rolled a little pinner or whatever. But yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
I've been eating gummies a lot recently.
Yeah.
I enjoy them.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Pretty tight.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'll go home, I'll have a gummy, and it's like, I don't get fucked, but I'm like, I just feel good.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And like with smoking, if I smoke, it just fucks me in the head too hard. Too quick. Because my tolerance is relatively low, right? Mm-hmm. So if I have 1 gummy for 3 or 4 hours, and everything's just dandy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, no, I get that. And, like, especially with some of these pre-rolls now, like, they're fucking fatties.
Yeah, they're huge.
I remember me and Tiara, we split a pre-roll.
Uh-huh.
Or we didn't even split it. We smoked literally 2 puffs off of it each.
And you're like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, I smoked 2 puffs, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go vacuum now, because we were doing chores. Like, I was like, you know what's great when you're doing chores? Smoking weed. Being high is great when you're doing chores. Anyways, took 2 puffs each, came up, started vacuuming. It hadn't, like, quite hit me yet. As I'm vacuuming, I just, like, I'm looking, and I'm starting to think about, like, the origins of vacuuming and how vacuuming is so crazy. Like, we have these houses with these carpets, but, like... dirt gets in here somehow and grime and like hair, and you have to like clean it up with like this machine that we've invented. And I was like, I am fucking high right now. Like, and then all of a sudden I hear from the basement, Tiara's just like, Cody, and I just call down. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucked too.
Oh, that's amazing. They make the weed so goddamn strong, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can get super high concentrations of THC, and you're fucked.
Oh, yeah. Like, and it's like, whew.
It's not, like, it's almost not pleasant, for me anyways.
Yeah. It tastes like, I've definitely been at some points where I'm like, if I wasn't experienced with, like, weed and, like, other things, I would be so worried right now.
Yeah, exactly, because you don't know, man. Fuck, man, it's crazy. I don't know. I kind of miss smoking weed, but I find the gummies, they're just good for what I want out of a high, you know?
Yeah.
I have to buy some tomorrow, actually.
And again, that comes with experience and age.
100%.
You know what you're looking for.
100%.
You know how to get there.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Yep.
Fucking crazy, man.
I actually want to get onto like a CBD regimen.
Yeah?
Where I take some CBD every day. Because I think I'm definitely dealing with some like inflammation in my body.
Yeah.
Just from like work and
probably
what I put my body through.
Man, between snowboarding and fucking that work, like that work's hard. Mm-hmm. You're slinging those boxes of lactated ringers around. Those things are heavy, man.
Yeah. I just did a pallet of those today.
I threw on my back doing that when I was working there.
I've thrown on my back there too.
It's brutal.
Yeah. Definitely went to lift up a box. It was about 30 pounds. All back. No knees.
Yeah, no knees. No knees. Well, and sometimes it's underneath the shelf, right? And you're like reaching in there and you can't really use your knees.
Yeah.
You know?
But like you just, and my back just went. And I was
it's just like, you can feel it. It's like a snap,
it's
you know?
You're like, no.
Oh, man. Did you take time off work or no?
Oh, no. I just finished the day. It wasn't too bad, honestly. Okay. So.
Yeah, but it can be brutal, man.
It can be, yeah. But like, I think I'm dealing with, like, my back is usually pretty fucked, just in general.
Yeah.
Because I have poor posture.
Yeah.
And just, like, from my job, I've worked a physical job for almost 10 years now.
It adds up.
Yeah. So, and then between snowboarding and my hobbies, like, even in the summertime, I'm hiking. So, it's just, like, I think I'm just, like... I think inflammation exists in my body, so I think CBD and like maybe getting onto like some sort of CBD regimen, or even maybe just stretching in the morning would be
stretching
like,
would
super
probably
beneficial.
help a lot.
Yeah, I did that for about like a 2-week period where I would get up in the morning and I would just roll through like sun salutations, like yoga.
Yeah.
I felt great that entire 2 weeks, but. Just like keeping...
But do you want to get up early in the morning to do that? That's the problem, right?
It's like it's so sad because it's like 10 minutes maybe.
I know, but you want every ounce of fucking sleep you can get.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, what time do you get up for work in the morning?
6:30.
6:30, right? Like, you go to bed at 10:30 or 11. That's your 7 hours. You want that sleep, man.
Yeah, and that's usually about anywhere between 10 and 11 is where I'm hitting the hay.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and maybe you're not fully asleep by then. Maybe it takes you a few minutes to. No, not with you. That's right.
I'm instant
You just fucking fall asleep. Makes me so mad.
Makes everybody mad.
I'm like lying awake, like thinking about all the shit I have to do the next day. Meanwhile, Cody's just snoozing. I'm like,
God.
Fuck.
Like instantly, because like sometimes I'll try and remember. It's like, what did I think about when I was falling asleep? And it was like literally nothing because I was just asleep.
Yeah, boom, gone, done. It's crazy.
But the downside to that is I can fall asleep real quick, but I usually wake up once or twice a night.
I do that.
Yeah.
I think that's normal.
Yeah, I don't stay asleep.
I wake up.
Yeah, if I do sleep the entire night from when I go to sleep to when I wake up, it's like real surprising for me.
That's because you've been fucking exhausted, probably.
Yeah, it's usually that. And it's like if I get like just like from the time I close my eyes and then I don't open them until the time I get out of bed, it's pretty rare.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. But again, I think that's normal.
Yeah.
Because you go through natural sleep cycles, every 3 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're going to wake up, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're super exhausted, super high, or drunk or something, right?
Drunk will fuck you up.
Yeah, you passed out completely or whatever.
Yeah, and you wake up and you're drooling everywhere. And
you
feel gross.
Yeah, exactly. But I found like if I've worked out really hard or snowboarded or something, then I'll fucking hit the hay and I'll be gone.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's nice.
It is.
It's really, really nice.
Yeah. It's another thing to just like a proponent of just like being like living kind of like a healthy lifestyle and keeping yourself active.
I hired a personal trainer over the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I've seen her I think tomorrow's number 8.
Oh, nice.
So I've been five times per week over the past week. She's fucking a terrible person. but I do notice that I sleep really well and I feel much better.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I won't get winded walking up 2 flights of stairs anymore.
Yeah.
And that's after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's not after a month or 2 months or whatever. So seeing the results has been nice, and it makes a big difference in how you feel, man.
Yeah. Even your mental health.
100%.
Like, a lot of people say, like, a lot of professionals say that, you know, if you are feeling depressed, exercise, start eating right. But, like, again, then there's that cycle. It's like you don't feel like it. Because you don't feel like it because you're depressed or whatever. Yeah.
But even since I started seeing her, I've started doing more social stuff. Like, I was hermiting all throughout December. Yeah. Because it was just, I don't know, I was fucking bad mood. A lot of people who I know were in a bad mood that month. Like, Jordy was, Amanda was. I think it's like a SADS thing or something. But anyway, ever since I started seeing her and I started exercising more, like, I've wanted to hang out with people, you know? Come over for the podcast. I hung out with Brad and James. I hung out with Jordy. We do Dark Souls and shit. And then going out again on Friday. Like, I've done more social stuff the past 2 weeks than I did all of December. Well, other than seeing family, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, there's a lot of family shit. I've just started getting back into the swing of things last week since Christmas.
Yeah.
Like
getting back goes through shit in December, man. Yeah. Like, I don't know what it is.
And it's just hard to get back in. Like, my first full week of work is this week.
Really?
Since Christmas. So that's like a month, you know? Yeah. Because this isn't coming out until the end of February, so it's the end of January right now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so... But what was like? Oh yeah, it's Joe Rogan. I listened to Joe Rogan, and like he did this crazy fitness challenge or whatever with his friends last year.
Yeah.
And he said
Sober October.
Yeah, the Sober October thing. But he said like one of the things he noticed is what a good mood working out like crazy put him in.
Yeah.
Because it's just like I think you all this anxiety that kind of built up in your body,
you
whether
just
it be
flush it out.
You flush it out because like it's kind of like it's in there because we're supposed to kind of be like active creatures, you 100%. Know what I mean? We're not supposed to be these like sedentary beings, so like
which 95% of us are, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, not you, but people who work at a desk all day. Like I sit in my car all day.
Yeah.
Sitting all day. Mm-hmm. I'll get up and I'll walk in between pharmacies, but I'll get like 5,000 steps. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, you probably get 13,000 or whatever every day.
Average day is 15,000.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
You know, and I think that has a big thing to do with it. But there is the trade-off with the physical harms that your body goes through.
Oh yeah, my body's garbage.
Like when I was doing the landscaping, my fucking back hurt all the time.
Yeah, my back is...
I'm like, I'm 21. I'm not supposed to feel this way.
My back is so fucked, and I actually I need to get massages because they actually help and shit.
For sure.
Like,
have you seen a chiropractor?
No.
Some people swear by it.
Yeah, I know. Some people do swear by it. And I do have $500 in chiropractic a
I think
year.
It's a little wishy-washy personally, but...
I would just never want them to touch my neck. You know?
Why?
Because I've heard stories, like, you can die if they fuck up your neck.
You'll be fine.
I'll probably be fine, but there have been people who died because, like, they go to crack their neck or whatever.
And they do it too hard?
They somehow... like cut the carotid artery in the neck from just cracking it or whatever.
Where have you heard this? That's wild.
Podcast, Joe Rogan.
I don't know if I trust Joe Rogan on that shit. I like Joe Rogan, but sometimes he fucking says shit.
Yeah, sometimes he does say shit. Sometimes I'm listening, I'm like, that's not right.
No, that's like wildly inaccurate, man. Like, fuck, it drives me crazy. Like, talking about this fucking Laird Hamilton coffee, like, is it really that good? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's turmeric. Like, I don't know. It seems wishy-washy.
Yeah.
But he's like, Joe Rogan's the epitome of wanting to be enlightened and educated, but also of bro science.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But, like, he's one of the better ones for sure.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about that in my mind. You know who I dislike strongly is Brendan Schaub. You know him?
Don't even listen. Yeah, I know he is. I don't even listen to the podcast with him.
No, I stopped. I can't fucking listen to him.
Yep.
He pisses me off.
Also, Eddie Bravo.
Oh, man, yeah.
I
think he's hilarious.
I did to an extent.
Yeah, and then you're like, all right, I can't listen to you yell about aliens anymore.
He's hilarious for, like, half an hour to an hour, but after that, when it just keeps going, you're like, I hate you.
Well, again, I come back to this all the time, but that Joe Rogan, Alex Jones one.
That was amazing.
Like, I got 45 minutes in, I'm like, I need to take a break.
I listened the full 4 hours.
My fucking brain is just scrambled eggs right now. I'll come back to it in a minute. You come back to it 45 minutes again, and it's like, all right, now we're talking about animal-human hybrids in China. What the fuck is happening? And then you take a break, come back. Eddie Bravo's there. He's yelling about shit.
He's like egging him on too.
Which was hilarious. It was so funny, man.
Yeah, that was funny.
But they, it's just too much.
Oh yeah.
Did you listen to the Ed Snowden one?
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. It was good. It was interesting.
He never stopped talking. Did you notice that?
Yeah, no. And Joe Rogan just let him talk.
He was just like, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's because it was remotely.
Yeah, maybe.
And I have done the difference between, because I've done some podcasts over the phone.
Yeah.
It is so different not being able to just like look somebody in the face and have these visual cues and
as to when they're going to talk.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're talking over each other. Because like I start talking and they start talking. You have to be like,
yeah, I do that with one of my clients all the time. He's one of my biggest clients, and like I feel like I'm always interrupting him on the phone.
Yeah.
By accident. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know how to feel about this, man.
Yeah, because you think it doesn't matter, but there's so much like social cues that happen when you're talking to somebody to face to face.
100%.
You can tell when they're like right there, like your face did a thing,
and you were like, Brendan's going to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So it's just like there's so many things that you pick up on subconsciously that you just don't get when you're not doing it like face to face.
Exactly. No, it makes a huge difference, right? But sometimes with those guests, like it necessitates it.
There's no way that you could get Edward Snowden into
the States.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
It's not going to fucking happen.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like,
who's he had on recently that was good?
Oh, there's been like I listen to, like I said, I listen to every Joe Rogan that isn't a MMA one. Yeah.
Yeah, I find some of the comedian ones to be a little bit repetitive.
Yeah, they can be, because they're just talking shit.
Yeah, which is fine, and usually they're pretty funny, because they have decent, repartee or whatever.
Yeah.
But I thought Michelle Wolf was really funny.
Yeah,
man.
Michelle Wolf was super funny.
And I hadn't heard of her or seen any of her stand-up, but I might check it out now.
Yeah, she was super funny. Glenn Villeneuve.
Which one was he?
He's the Life Below Zero guy.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, who like lived in the Arctic.
On the moose meat for 8 months
at
a time.
And he like fought a pack of wolves and then stole a caribou from like a bunch of wolves.
Crazy, man.
That was so interesting.
It was. The other one was the guy who wrote the book about the Comanches.
Oh, yeah,
I thought that was really interesting too.
Name,
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. It was a shorter one though.
Yeah, it was. It was only an hour or something. Yeah. Robert Downey Jr.
That was interesting.
It was okay.
It wasn't like great, but it was like.
I wish it was longer.
It was interesting to see his thought process or hear his thought process.
Yeah, he's way more artisty than I thought he was going to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
about acting and stuff.
Yeah. And a lot of these actors, they talk that way. It's like everything's a metaphor and like, ooh.
Yeah.
And he was more that way than I thought he was going to be. But I liked it. I thought he was entertaining.
Oh, yeah. No, I super enjoyed it.
Who else was on recently?
Paul Stamets.
Yes, always good.
That one was good.
Always good.
Yeah.
Fucking blew up his mushroom spot, man.
Yeah. Super interesting.
I felt bad for him.
Super interesting guy.
It blows my mind how many of these podcasts Joe Rogan pumps out. Like, between that and doing stand-up.
Yeah, and also the commentary for the UFC.
Yeah, he's a busy man.
And then having a life.
On top of all that.
And then you like listen and you're like, fuck, like, how are you working out so much and also doing podcasts?
Exactly.
And also, but then you're like, you don't have a day job.
yeah, I guess so, right?
There is somewhere, basically 10 hours of my day from Monday to Friday.
Is dedicated to work.
Only 9 hours on Friday. But like, getting to work takes about, 15 minutes to half an hour.
Yeah.
Then I'm there for 9 hours. And then getting home about the same. So it's about 10 hours of my day.
Would you give up your lunch if you could go home an hour earlier?
Oof. No.
Yeah, well,
I get a lot done on my lunch.
Yeah,
I work on podcast
and
stuff.
you're moving around.
I need food. If I don't eat it, if I don't eat anything, I sometimes feel physically weak.
Yeah, because you're moving around.
Yeah.
But if I was at the desk, I would have given up my lunch to go home an hour early there. No problem.
Definitely.
Because I'm not fucking doing anything.
And sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, I'm out.
I am leaving now. Goodbye.
The good thing about that job is like I have, after being there for 7 years and just like establishing that like rapport,
you have ultimate control.
I can do basically what I want.
Exactly. You're fine.
If I need to do something or go somewhere, like I've left work to do podcasts and then gone back to work, like
really?
just taking 2-hour chunks out of my day. I tell them I'm going to an appointment, but
you go to do the podcast.
I do.
Right?
I go and do a podcast and I come back, and it's like it's because like honestly, if you're just a good worker, that's a rare thing.
It is a rare thing.
Like if you're aware of your hours and how much time you're taking off, and if you're willing to make up those hours when you do take them off, your employer will greatly appreciate that. If they're a decent human being, they also have to be decent human beings, which isn't all employers, and I get that.
No, definitely not.
I'm like pretty lucky for the person I work for. He's a good dude, and he gets it. He gets it, yeah. But as long as you're willing to make up that time that you miss, and you consistently do that, then he has no problem giving you extra time off when you need it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But,
I mean, I think most employers should be that way. They should understand that real life is real life and people have to deal with shit.
Yeah.
And any organization that doesn't understand that is probably one that you don't want to work for.
Yeah.
Frankly.
And like I get it. It's tough times right now, so you don't necessarily have
It is tough times.
Have the options that you might otherwise, but honestly, the best advice that I could give, and this is coming from a 30-year-old dude, not even 30 yet, but basically 30.
I started rounding up at 29. I was like, I'm 30. Well, I'll get this over with now so that I feel it.
I always do that. As soon as I turn one age, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm the next age.
I'm the next one. It's just easier,
Yeah, but this is coming from. But like, basically, the best work advice I could do is just like, no matter what job you are doing, try to do it well and to the best of your ability. Be responsible. Be on time. And like
just be on time. Man.
Yeah, be on time and just do the work. And fuck, that's like literally I maybe put in maybe 50% effort every day, and that's like they think I'm fucking like a warehouse god.
All you have to do is show up and do the work.
Show up and do the fucking work.
Well, there's a famous quote that's like 50% of life is just showing up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
just be on time, do the work, and go home, and don't think about it.
I hated it when people were late.
Oh yeah,
shit drove me nuts, man.
Yeah.
Like, why? Don't do that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's, like, not hard to just be on time.
No.
Especially, like, if you're consistently late. Like, every once in a while is whatever, you know? Shit happens.
Yeah, shit happens.
Traffic happens. Traffic doesn't happen every day. I drive to work every day. Why am I not getting caught in traffic every day?
Exactly.
How come I can be on time every day, but you can't? Like,
you make it to work on time one day, and then the next you're not. It's like, what? How did your routine change?
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, just... If you're consistently late, you have to get up earlier.
That's it. If it's 15 minutes, get up 15 minutes earlier.
Exactly. It's not hard. It's not rocket science, but you don't like just because I have worked with a variety of different people and I was responsible for them, like I was in charge of them and stuff like that. You realize how many people who are out there who just like if they just don't.
People don't want to work, man.
They just don't want to work, and I get that. Nobody wants to work.
Nobody wants to work.
You have to realize
the sooner that you come to the realization that you need to, and that, frankly, the next 35 years is probably going to be like this, got to make the best of it.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I've been in a situation where, like, I did get laid off, right? And I got severance. And I sat around for about a month. And I was like, I am so bored.
Fucking start to go a little bit stir crazy.
To be fair, at that time in my life, I didn't have very many hobbies and stuff. And I was just playing video games and smoking weed.
But... Yeah, but still, I mean, I found that when I moved from CB to Silver Cross, like, I fucking started to go nuts, man. Because I had a month. Yeah. And I had full pay for that month, so there was no incentive for me to start work earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Why would I? Yeah. I can hang out and have a month. By the end of week 2, I was ready. I was totally ready. I should have started earlier, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I had 2.5 months severance, and like after a month, they offered me the job that I'm currently at, and I was like, "Yep, I'll come in for an interview."
I will see you Monday.
I'm in. Also, like, when is another job just gonna fall into my lap like this?
Exactly. Exactly. If there's one thing I've also learned, frankly, it's that the healthcare industry is steady.
Oh yeah, like so I guess a little background information, both me and you work in the healthcare industry.
Yes.
And I've honestly worked in the healthcare industry for about 10 years now.
Yeah. I only started working in the healthcare industry because I got a job at McKesson, but then I worked at CB for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's like, honestly, if anything, it's gotten busier.
Yeah, I hit my quota 2 weeks ago.
For the month?
For the month.
Oh, wow.
It's been nuts. Like, shit is popping off here, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane.
Stuff is like, yeah, we're busier than we've ever been. And like, since I've been at the job I'm at, like, I've just seen consistent growth. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, I was the first warehouse manager that they hired. And I was able to just take care of the warehouse, just me and stuff. And then we eventually brought somebody on part-time to help me out, and then full-time. And honestly, we could probably get away with like a third person now.
Another person, yeah.
And just like, because all the tasks that I have to do, it's basically like just all I can do is the work that is being thrown at me, and I don't have any time to do that extra stuff that needs to be done.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, cycle counts and all that.
Just like the
dumb shit.
Managing part of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you have 4 people up front now, right?
Or 5. Dale, Scott, and Ned, Sonia, Courtney, and then Shannon.
And Craig.
And Craig, well, he's, you know.
He's Craig.
He's Craig, he's the owner. And then there's also Cheryl, but she's part-time. Yeah. But, so it's 7, and then there's 2 fitting dudes, Scott and Ned.
Yeah.
The general manager, Dale, and then the CSRs are Courtney and Sonia, and then Shanna is, like, outside sales.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. It's cool to see like a small company like that grow, though.
Well, it's grow. Well, I mean, that's effectively double what it was when I was there, but we were short-staffed like a lot of the time that I was there, for sure.
Yeah, but it's like just starting it, and it was just the 4 of us.
The fuck was that woman's name?
What woman's?
Who we hired?
Oh, Bev?
Bev, yeah! Good old Bevy!
I hated her.
She was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't like her. Just like, she would come up to me, and anytime she did anything, she would have to explain exactly what she was doing. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
I don't know who you are.
Yeah. I actually saw her at Dickens one time when we were there.
Dixon's or Dickens?
Sorry, Dixon's.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because you went to the bathroom, and then she came up to me, and she was like, hey, just wanted to say hi, ha ha ha. You were always one of the good ones, and she didn't want to say hi to you for some reason.
Yeah, well, because I fucking I had no patience for her at the end.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it. She'd constantly ask me for shit or to approve something. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
How's Craig? Is he good?
Oh, yeah, he's good. He's Craig.
He's Craig.
Yeah.
He's off running around doing crazy shit all the time.
No. So much energy.
I don't understand it.
Somehow this guy can be a triathlete.
Run his own business.
Run his own company.
Have 2 kids.
2 kids, like a new family.
Did he end up...
I don't think he's married, but he lives with the...
That blonde lady?
Yeah.
With the dogs?
Yeah. No, the dog is his. Oni. No, there's a new lady. She is also blonde, though.
He's got a type.
Yeah, but
it's the Shiksa.
Yeah, she has kids, so there's younger kids in his life now and stuff, and he's been moving around, and yeah, he just does so much, and it's just like, okay,
slow down now.
Yeah. It's like usually he'll come into work, roll in around 9 or 10, and be like, "Yup, just like biked 14 kilometers or something, or swam 1 million, or
yeah, I biked from my place in West Hills to here, across the city.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, it would take me 45 minutes to drive that. What are you doing?
Yeah, and then he runs his own business, and then, yeah. But, like, he's 52.
Doesn't look it.
Couldn't tell.
I would say he looks about 41.
Yeah, he looks like he's in his 40s. Like, my dad, for example, he's almost 60, but, like, the comparison, like, there's like an 8-year difference between the two of them. Like,
yeah.
There's no comparison.
No, definitely not.
But, like, he goes around the world competing in triathlons and Ironmans.
Whose idea of fun is that? You know what I mean?
Fair, yeah.
I mean, to each their own, you know. Maybe I don't get it because I've never run one.
Mm-hmm.
And probably never will. But, you know, I mean, if that's what he likes.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when I think, Saturday, I'm not going to go fucking run for 24 hours.
No.
Ultra marathons and shit like that. But I respect him for doing it all, because I could not.
Mm-hmm. I actually want to start getting into, not like ultra marathons, or triathlons.
Just running?
Just running.
Yeah.
Just being more active and putting that activity towards something.
Well, that's why I started paying for the trainer, man.
Yeah. And also, New Year and stuff, like, I got goals and
100%.
would like to complete those goals. And I have been getting lazier. I've noticed that I've been putting on weight and stuff, and I just don't feel as great as I used to.
I hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
That happens when you get a significant other, too.
I know.
It really does.
They're like, hey, why don't we just eat cake? And you're like, I could eat cake.
I could totally do that. I could totally do that. It's a thing, man.
Why don't we just watch Netflix? And you're like, okay.
Yeah. Well, and you're less proactive about that stuff because you're like, I'm not out there trying to snag something.
You're not trying to attract anybody.
Exactly.
I used to do like almost 200 push-ups a day. I don't do
that shit anymore.
I don't do any push-ups now.
Well, you don't need to do that, right?
Like at one point, at one point I had that like V thing that was going on.
Yeah,
that's not happening anymore.
No.
That left a long time ago.
Plus, you like cook more and you eat more and you're more lazy and it's just. It's natural.
Yeah, I also fucked up my shoulder doing too many push-ups, I think. So
and you kind of need your shoulder to work.
Yeah, just as a cautionary tale to anybody.
Don't do 200 push-ups a day.
Don't do too many push-ups in a day.
Yeah. My trainer made me do these medicine ball push-ups.
Yeah.
So you take a medicine ball and you put it under your left hand.
Yeah.
And you have your right hand just on the floor.
Yeah.
And you do a push-up with it, and your hand is shaking around because it's on a fucking medicine ball.
Mm-hmm.
So you go down, you do the push-up, and then you have to move the medicine ball over to the other hand, and you do it again. Mm. It's a hellish fucking experience.
I bet, yeah.
It sucks.
But, like, how good do you feel afterwards?
I feel tired. But I'm like, all right, I understand why we're doing this.
I understand the point, at least.
I don't like it. Like, the other day, I showed up there, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, all right, let's do this. She's like, you're not going to like me today. I'm like, what are we doing? She's like, we're doing circuit training. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? And she made me do sled push, 200 pounds. So you push the sled for 30 seconds at a time. And then I had to do medicine ball slams. So pick up a 25-pound medicine ball, throw it down, pick it up, throw it down, like 30 seconds. And then I had to do push-ups for 30 seconds. And you just repeat that.
Yeah.
Over and over again. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, can't we have a break? I fucking hate you, lady.
No breaks.
No breaks. No
Ever.
breaks. No breaks. But for me, I think it's worth spending the money because, like, it gets me out there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's expensive, but
it also gives you a reason to go and do it. And
exactly. It's like, I spent $50 on this. I gotta go now.
Yeah. You know how long I've been, like, being like, I should be going to the gym. Like,
everyone forever.
Yeah, exactly. Even just to get, like, the cardio in. Like, a lot of stuff I would want to do weight-wise, I can do at home with, like, kettlebells and stuff.
Yeah.
But even just to, like, go and, like, do it. Because, like, when you're like, I'm going to commit to doing something at home, that lasts, like, a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, I could do this, or I could not and do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then the next day.
Or I'll start on Monday.
Yeah.
And then Monday rolls around and I'm like, I'm tired.
Exactly. Like, I rescheduled our first PT appointment one time, and then I was like, I can't do that again.
Yeah.
It's too easy, so.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Also, pro tip, never decide to start something on a Monday.
Yeah, that's a really good pro tip. Mondays are the worst.
Mondays are the worst, and you're not going to want to do it.
No.
And if you actually do end up doing it, then you're
a better person than I am.
You're doing good.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think that it is so hard to improve yourself?
I think I don't know. That's a good question. I think motivation is really the big thing.
Yeah.
And I think that your mental space has a lot to do with it, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're not happy, you realize that you need to do these things to help yourself become happy, but you don't have the motivation to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to maybe improve other areas in your life before you can. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't have the motivation or time to do this stuff until I was happier with where I was at with my career and with, you know, Amanda and all that jazz, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I can take some mental effort and put it towards this other thing.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the big thing for me was the free time, too.
Yeah, free time can be an issue.
Huge.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was sitting there, I'm like, I work from 9 to 3
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
I have no excuse not to be going.
Yeah.
When you're doing 9 to 5 and you got to cook dinner and all that jazz, it's different.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't understand how people can actively improve themselves, keep a steady social life, keep on top of other personal, like, educational goals or career goals or whatever, have active hobbies, and then still have time at the end of the day to just relax. Like, I don't think... How do you do that?
Yeah. It's hard. Like, it's kind of all about, like, finding that balance, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and maybe sometimes one thing has to suffer a little while the other takes over, right?
Yeah, and it's usually the relaxation part, but the cool thing about it, though, is, like, then when you do get that chance to relax...
It's so nice.
It's, like, super glorious.
The other thing is that your days feel longer when you're doing more stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you wake up in the morning and you spend all day playing video games and watching movies, the day goes by like that.
Yeah.
But if you're doing multiple different things, the day feels longer, you feel like you've accomplished more. It's just better.
You just feel happier. Like, I just noticed, like, a dramatic... there's definitely a difference of me sitting at home playing video games all day, smoking weed, basically doing nothing.
Yeah.
Versus me and having like a full day of activities, going out and seeing friends, or just like doing activities, snowboarding, whatever.
Exactly.
You just like your mental state at the end of each of those days is so
Oh,
different.
it's significantly different.
Like usually at the end of a day where you haven't done anything, you're like, man, I should have done this with my day. It's like you're kind of like filled with a regret almost that you kind of like wasted a day.
Whereas the other way, or the other times, you're like, I had a good day.
Yeah, you're never filled with regret being like, I wish I did less.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I think, you know, if you don't have the internal motivation to go do that stuff because of whatever reason, it can be incredibly difficult, right?
Yeah.
Super freaking difficult. But as, you know, back to your original question, I don't know why it's so hard.
Yeah. It's just a weird thing because you constantly know what you should be doing.
Everybody does.
Everybody knows what they should be doing to be happy or to feel accomplished or whatever, or just to be like a better person. But
people are like so fundamentally self-sabotaging though.
Yeah, no, it's
crazy.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
It's interesting because
you're like, I know I need to save more money, but then what do you end up doing? Going out to eat lunch every day or whatever, right? Like, you just, I don't know, you got to find ways to break the habit.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like I gave this example of like last podcast, but like just based on the self-sabotaging thing is like I've had goals for like multiple years, like the same goals. Like one of my goals is to read 15 books in a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And last year I got to 14. Mm-hmm. And like I could have, if I really wanted to, I could have gotten to that 15. And
yeah, it's like, a book every 3 weeks. That's not bad.
It's not bad, but like I could have, like I had a book like half done, and then I just didn't read for the month of December. It was strange. It was like almost subconsciously.
Your brain was like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, because it was like, I know if I hit 15, then I'm gonna have to like to feel accomplished. I'm gonna have to up it to 20 or something like that or whatever. But like,
yeah, maybe. Yeah. I think people have a hard time breaking down goals too into quantifiable steps.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, really what a goal is a big problem that you need to solve. You know, you have you need to figure out how to get from A to B. The best way to do that is one little bit at a time, but people don't see the one little bit. All that they see is A to B, which is a big difference. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm waving my hands around, which isn't very helpful for a podcast. But, you know, like, if you can break down your goal, like, I want to run a 5K marathon by the end of the year, right? Yeah. If you start off thinking, I'm never going to be able to run 5K, there's no point in even trying. Whereas, okay, I'm going to learn how to run 100 meters, then walk 100, then run 100, then walk 100, whatever, and then up that incrementally as you go along, then that goal is much more attainable. I think people have a really hard time dealing with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know? Or quantifying things that way.
Yeah.
And I think people, if something seems insurmountable, people won't even want to try.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm never going to be able to do that.
Well, like, that's the thing I think with most New Year's resolutions, too, is, like, most of them are just, like, so large.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you can't see that, like, progress, or like even if you do, because you have to kind of celebrate like those tiny things that you do.
100%.
Like, because that's how you make progress towards anything, is those small kind of incremental things, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So like,
and you need to reward yourself for that stuff too.
You do.
Right.
And like, again, it was kind of like, the way I was thinking about it is like, if you don't meet your goals, don't get so down on yourself. But reevaluate what you need to do to meet those goals. You know what I mean?
Or change your goal a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
or adjust the goal. Yeah. No,
make it more realistic, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to run a marathon in December. Like, if your plan was to run a marathon, by January, and you're just starting running in December, you can't be disappointed at yourself if you can't do that.
Can't do it, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, have realistic goals.
And it's better, I think that it's better to celebrate the fact that you've started working on it in the first place, rather than being down on yourself that, sure, you waited till December to do it. I mean, sure, you fucked up, but move past that and be like, all right, well, this is when I'm starting now.
No, I think it's healthy to have like an amount of criticism towards yourself.
But not too crazy, right?
Not too crazy and not too negative. Like, self-talk is super important. Don't be like, man, I'm a piece of shit because blah. Just be like, okay, like,
could have done that better.
Could have done that better, exactly. But at least you're trying,
Yeah, exactly. And again, the first step is really the most important one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I think it's hard. Everybody's always trying to improve themselves. And I think that New Year's resolutions, I think they're good, and I think that they come about kind of as a natural process of the year ending, right? People are like, you know what, I just want to make a change for this year, whatever. But then people get down on themselves by not accomplishing the ones that they had from last year or whatever. And I think that there's a lot of social pressure or internal pressure that they put on themselves for doing them or making them, right? I don't know, it's kind of it's a weird situation.
It is weird. And it's just, it's weird that we constantly want to be improving.
But nobody actually does it.
Yeah. But, like, it just kind of goes into, like, the whole consciousness thing. It's like, what is consciousness if, like, we know exactly what we need to do, but, like, we just don't do it?
Yeah.
But, like, I've given this example many times, but, like, how many times have you been doing something and in your head you're being like, I shouldn't be doing this right now?
Oh, fucking time.
But you still do it, and it's just like,
why am I the way that I am?
Exactly. It's like, am I even in control here? Like,
I'm sure that there's a book out there that explains or describes that, right? I think sometimes people are afraid of, kind of like what you said with the book thing, like, you're afraid of success because then you'll have to up your game next time, right? Is that a valid reason? Not really. But it's one of the, I don't know, it's weird, man.
I think people are also really scared of failure.
100%.
So you can't fail if you don't try.
Well, and I think that our culture has like a baked-in sort of anti-failure bias, right? They talk about this. I listen to a lot of business podcasts, and they talk about this all the time. Like, you're not allowed to fail in this world, and if you do, then you're a failure, and it's bad or whatever. But realistically, the best way to learn is by failing.
Yeah, that's a hard lesson to learn.
100%.
But it's 100% true.
Oh, it's 100% true.
Putting yourself out there and just, like, having the confidence to fail, I guess.
Yep.
And learning from those mistakes. Having the knowledge, like, some people, they fail and they just don't try again.
Yep.
You gotta get back up.
Not a lot of people do, man.
It's like kind of bringing it full circle, but it's like snowboarding.
Yep.
If you actually want to be good,
you gotta fall.
You have to fall, and so many times.
A lot of times.
You have to fail so much before you get good at it.
Yeah, and no, like, there's gonna be those rare cases where people don't fail, right? But
those are very rare.
Very rare. And most successful entrepreneurs have had some fucking problem leading up to that point.
And honestly, I think that's what a good thing about podcasts is you get to hear the stories of these successful people, whether it be on, like, random business podcasts or through Joe Rogan. You get to hear the stories of these famous people or these people who are successful at what they applied themselves to.
Yep.
And, like, most of the time what you learn from that is that those
Fucking
people,
sucked.
it sucked, and those people failed. But what they did differently is they kept working at it.
They kept going.
They had a passion, and they really wanted to succeed at this thing, so they put in the work.
Well, you know, a lot of these people, one of the things that I've really taken away from a lot of it is that most people aren't really truly successful until they're like 35, 40.
Yeah.
45.
Yeah.
Like, look at Craig, right? Like,
Yeah.
when did he start his company? He was probably 45 or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now he's massively successful, but he didn't. I think you need a lot of life experience in order to figure out how to operate stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you just need to accumulate those skills, and those skills come with time, right? Like,
exactly.
Even from just doing something like this, like the podcast, I have developed so many skills that I would not have if I hadn't done this.
Interpersonal skills, conversational skills,
communication skills, emailing. Holy fuck, you don't realize how important emailing is.
Oh, man,
like,
every day I get emails and I hate them.
But just how to, like, communicate through emails, how to set up appointments, how to...
organization.
Yeah, organizing your time, like...
Yeah.
You learn so many things by just picking up, like, having random hobbies or stuff like that, you know? Or just anything you apply yourself to, really.
Exactly.
And you have to, like, kind of appreciate the journey as well.
That's one of the things I've really picked up with this job is I'm completely in charge of my own schedule, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this was even with my last job, but, like, the amount that I live and die by my calendar app on my phone is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need to have something booked in. And I've realized, you know, my memory has limits. Like, I won't fucking remember shit. I need to write it down. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt in my mind. And I can remember... I'll remember clients really well, and I'll remember conversations really well, but, like, somebody phones me and places an order while I'm driving, I'm not fucking remembering that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So you learn where these failings are that you have in your skills and abilities, and then you learn how to compensate for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. One of the things that I've actually the recently that has really is the calendar, like actually scheduling out your time and being like, it also keeps you a little bit more accountable.
100%.
In my case, like if I put it in my calendar, it's like, and I do not do it, then I'm like, I feel bad.
Well, and I find other people keep you accountable too, right? If you book an appointment with somebody, you better fucking show up.
Yeah.
Because it's rude and disrespectful of their time not to do it.
Mm-hmm. You kind of like map out your ideal day or your ideal week or whatever, you know what I mean? And even if you don't necessarily follow through with that, you at least know what that ideal day or that ideal week looks like.
And again, you can work around it, right?
Yeah, and you can like work towards it and be like, okay, I failed this time, but at least I kind of know what that looks like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's, I don't know. I think that it's kind of strange because, you know, you think that you're an adult at the age of 18, 20, 21, whatever. But I really feel like I'm finally coming into my own a little bit more, and that I did a lot of learning and growing up between the age of 25 and 30. You know, like I'm more confident now in a different way than I was.
You give less fucks too.
Oh, 100%, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm starting to take a policy, like, if I don't want to go out and hang out with someone, I'm not going to make up a reason for why I don't want to go hang out. I'm just going to be like, I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
And people, they don't like it when you say that, but they're like, oh, well, why don't you want to come? You just say, I don't want to come hang out with you, and it's better that I'm honest with you. You know, than not.
Yeah.
And I'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
People, like, I don't know, there's like a weird thing where you can't let people down or disappoint them or something.
Yeah.
It's the same with the pressure to succeed all the time from society, right? Like, you can't not do something because you just don't want to do it. You have to have a reason not to do it.
Yeah.
Why is that? It's fucking weird.
It is weird.
Why can't I just not do something because I don't want to do it?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's something that, again, it's like, maybe it's because your brain stops kind of developing when you hit 25 or something like that.
Maybe.
And like it just kind of, that's when, because I've heard this many times, is like the person that you are at 25 is pretty much the person that you're going to be.
I don't think that's really accurate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I think we're constantly changing.
You are 100%.
Yeah.
And that, you know, your brain developing thing, that has changed a lot over time. People thought that your brain stopped developing at like 14 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the more that we understand it, the more that we do understand that your brain is changing all the time. I think that it becomes less elastic and less accepting of change as you age. But there's evidence out there that shows that your frontal cortex doesn't stop changing till the age of 35. Oh. Right? So there's all sorts of conflicting evidence. I do think that you become less accepting of change, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, look at old people and technology, and they're like, why would I do this? And you're like, because it is the future now, old man. Learn it. You know what I mean? They just don't want to accept it.
Yeah, I'm already way less accepting of change than I used to
be. Me too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's really depressing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to learn how to use this app. You know?
Oh, yeah, God, I hate that. Apps and just new technologies. Now there's TikTok and shit, and I'm not.
I love TikTok.
I'm not ever.
I can't even deny how much I love TikTok.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it's... Like, I started going on the TikTok subreddit, because it's called TikTok cringe, because people do cringy shit on TikTok.
Yeah.
And they're weird, you know? There's, like, furries and stuff. And it started off as that. It's like methadone. Like, I started off with that, and now I'm deep in the heroin. Like, I have an account. I scroll through it at night. Don't tell other people this. I mean, we're on the podcast, but, like, holy shit, man. And it's, like, so stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I have like a designated amount of time before I go to bed where I'm like, I'm going to look at TikTok for like 20 minutes.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's so dumb. I don't even know why. And then I get the song stuck in my head. Oh. Like, this app's for 14-year-old girls. Why am I on it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it.
But it's the next big thing beyond Twitter or whatever.
Yeah. Twitter's been dead for like a million years, though.
Yeah, I downloaded it a couple weeks ago. Yeah. I still don't understand it.
It's kind of dumb.
I don't get it. I feel like an old person.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't use it that much. The greatest thing that happened for me is when I got an Instagram and I could just connect it to my Twitter. So now I just post on Instagram and then also post on Twitter.
Done. I don't have Instagram either, actually.
Yeah. Instagram's alright. It's just pictures.
It's a lot of people's preferred social media platform now.
Yeah, I get it. Because it's all... I don't know, pictures, it's entertaining. And
yeah, exactly.
And, I don't know, stories and stuff, I guess. I'm not any sort of social media guru.
No.
Even though I've gotten the experience through the podcast of just knowing how to operate it and creating engaging content and stuff. And I'm actually helping one of the festivals, the local festivals here. I'm helping them with their social media stuff this year. And
that's sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't get it.
Yeah, no, it's hard and I hate it.
I get LinkedIn more than I get...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just about anything.
Uh-huh.
Well, Facebook I understand, but that's because, like, I grew up with Facebook. Although it's even morphed... It's like a totally different thing than what it was years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Nobody posts statuses anymore.
No.
It's more like, hey, look at this thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Or, like, events and... Barely.
Do you remember when people used to post statuses and it'd be like, Brendan is feeling sleepy or something? Yeah. Like, you know?
Those memories come up still for me.
Yeah, and you're like, ooh, this is a little weird.
Or like posting some edgy song lyrics and you're like...
My favorite.
The person who this is about will definitely get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the most passive-aggressive thing that like ever existed.
Super fucking cringy.
Yeah. No, it's pretty bad. The way I look at social media now is it's a tool.
It's totally a tool.
Yeah.
100%. I get most of my news from Reddit for the most part, which is a terrible source of news.
Yeah.
That and the Apple News app on my work iPhone.
Yeah, it keeps popping up.
It does. It's great. Yeah. I'm like, oh, what is Prince Harry doing? No, I'm just kidding. I don't give a fuck about those people.
Most of my current event news I get from podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sadly to say, most of it is probably from Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I mean, it's Joe Rogan, right? Fucking Joe Rogan.
Because as much as they talk shit, they at least do talk about current events.
They do talk about current events. That is true.
They have a fact checker on hand.
They do.
That's good, at least.
Young Jamie.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that podcast. Like I said, I do find he gets a little repetitive sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're listening all the time.
Yeah. Like, how many times is he going to talk about fucking, I don't know, monkeys or fucking the Boston comedy scene or how Joey Diaz is the funniest person in the world, which he's not, in my opinion. No. I don't know. Like, I actually don't find Joe Rogan that funny, to be honest with you.
His stand-up's pretty funny.
I don't mind his stand-up. I prefer Tom Segura's
Tom Segura is fucking hilarious.
He's funny, man.
Yeah.
Even Bert Kreischer is pretty funny.
He's pretty funny. He's not. Yeah.
But Tom Segura's fucking funny.
Tom Segura is...
He's funny.
Yeah. Also, again, there's like stand-up comedy, and then there's podcasting, and they're like such different comedies.
Yeah, they're different. 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that Theo Vaughn is hilarious.
He's so
when
funny,
he goes on to the
man.
Joe Rogan Experience.
He's so funny.
He's on a podcast. It's like, I'm dying laughing.
I know.
Like,
his little one-liners and shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so funny.
Or he'll just say something, and you're like, is that true?
He's hilarious. His stand-up isn't bad either.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's
not
as good.
amazing.
It's not as good as him as just on
riffing,
a
man.
podcast. Yeah.
Him just riffing on shit is hilarious.
Yeah, man. There's so many funny comedians though that I've gotten exposure to through Joe Rogan.
Me too.
Yeah.
Miss Pat, she's pretty
that
funny.
Was fucking ridiculous. Like,
yeah, she's a wild human being.
Yeah. Andrew Santino.
Yeah, he's not bad. I don't mind him.
I like him. He's pretty funny. Tom Papa.
Tom Papa's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really funny.
Yeah.
But Michelle Wolf blew my mind. I'm like, this chick's actually fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah, there's a lot of really... Eliza Schlesinger?
Yeah.
Schlesinger? No, sorry. What's her fucking name?
With the dark hair. I know which one.
No, she is a blonde, but she's not Eliza Schlesinger.
Nikki Glaser.
Nikki Glaser. She was fucking hilarious.
She's funny. Yeah.
And actually, her stand-up's pretty good, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Was she the one... Who's the one with the robot lady?
Oh, that's Whitney Cummings.
Whitney Cummings, yes. Yes, I thought she was funny on the podcast as well.
Her stand-up's a little lame.
It's meh, yeah. I'm wondering how Michelle Wolf's stand-up would be, actually. Because I thought on the podcast she was really funny, but sometimes it doesn't translate as well, like Theo Vaughn, right? Yeah. I don't know. I think that some of the comedians that he has on there are, like, super witty, super quick, great at repartee, but I don't know how good Joe is at that.
Yeah.
Like, I find sometimes some of the shit that Theo Vaughn would say to him would fall flat because he couldn't, like, I don't know if he picked up on it or, I don't know. But Theo Vaughn, he's a funny dude, man.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn's hilarious.
He looks like a rat.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, me and Amanda were talking about flying to Vegas to see Tom Segura, actually.
Yeah, Tom Segura's fucking hilarious.
He's funny.
Probably one of my favorites.
Me too, man.
Yeah. Especially when you get them, like, all together, like, when they do the Silver October
Oh, man. What'd you think about Ari dosing him? That's fucked up, man.
It is super fucked up.
Not Tom, but Bert, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is super fucked up. If, like, any of my friends did that to me, I'd be, like, super
friends
pissed
off, bro. Like, that's pretty messed up.
Did I think it was funny? Yes, I did.
Absolutely. But you can't...
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, no. Did I think the whole situation was hilarious? Yes. But did I see Bert Kreischer's side being like, that was fucked up? Definitely yes.
100%,
yes.
And I think everybody saw that. I think Joe was being too much of an advocate for Ari in that situation, personally. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I don't find Ari that funny either, to be honest. But I haven't listened to a ton of his, so...
I like Ari Shaffir just because he's smart.
Yeah, he's a smart dude, for sure. I think he brings up good talking points, but I don't think he's nearly as funny as Tom Segura or even Bert. Bert can be a little bit annoying on podcast format, though. When he does that fucking laugh. I can't even do it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's like cackly, but like a fat man's cackle.
Yeah. Him and Tom Segura have their own podcast as well.
Yeah, isn't it like Two Bears?
Two Bears, One Cave. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I like it.
Fucking Hot Ones. They did a Hot Ones together.
Did they?
It was like a Hot Ones. You know how they kind of have the face-off Hot Ones or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did one of those together, and it was hilarious.
That would probably be amazing.
Yeah. Because it's like they do Truth or Dare or whatever.
Yeah,
so
Truth or Dab.
Yeah, Truth or Dab. That's it. Yeah. And then you have to either reveal a truth or eat a hot wing. And then they were just like revealing truths and then eating the hot wings anyway. It was hilarious.
Oh man, Hot Ones is such a good show.
Yeah, they really killed it.
They did kill it, man. Like I started watching that show 3 years ago.
Yeah. And
now I'm like, damn.
When I subscribed to First Week's Feast on YouTube, it was like maybe like 2 million subscribers, which is a
now it's like 12.
Yeah, it's like 12 million, and I'm like, holy crap! Like,
they have decent content otherwise too.
They do.
Right?
I watched all the. I think it was Shaun in the Wild or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it goes around and does other stuff.
Do you watch the Burger Show?
No.
I like the Burger Show.
There was a time where I was like really binging that stuff, but I kind of fell out of it.
Fucking love YouTube, man.
Yeah.
All that I watch on YouTube is cooking shows.
Yeah.
Like, I just watched so many cooking shows. It drives Amanda nuts. She's like, can we watch something that's not a cooking show? I'm like, no.
No.
I'm afraid that we cannot. I need to learn how to deglaze a pan.
Yeah. Actually, you might like. It's called Something's Burning. I don't know if you've.
I've watched that.
Oh, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I like that. It's good. I've watched that before.
At least I really like the earlier episodes. I kind of fell out of it again also, but like so it's
they had
good.
Bill Burr on.
Oh, that one was good.
That was funny.
Yeah,
Bill
Burr's
really
also real funny.
He is.
Yeah.
You should. There's a channel called Girlfriend Reviews. You would probably really like.
Yeah.
It's where this girl reviews video games from like the perspective of a girlfriend watching her boyfriend play the video game. It's really good, man. They do fucking awesome edits. Amanda loves it. Honestly, they're hilarious. I would highly recommend them.
Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah, they're funny. She's like, I don't know what's happening in this game, but it looks like diarrhea Christmas lights. So that's what we're gonna go with. It's funny. It's really funny. Like the amount of like entertainment space that YouTube has taken up in my life compared to literally any other streaming app is amazing.
Yeah.
I watch more YouTube than I do Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched The Mandalorian?
Mm-mm.
What the fuck?
I haven't. I don't have Disney Plus yet.
The best goddamn Star Wars content since probably The Force Awakens.
That's fair.
It's so good.
That's cool. I've seen trailers. I'm like,
I'll let you use my Disney Plus account.
Tight. I'm down.
Seriously, it's so fucking good. I'll text you my password. Like, you gotta watch it.
Yeah, I'm super down because like I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It feels like actual old school Star Wars. You'll love it.
People that don't even seem like they would like Star Wars talk about The Mandalorian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's like this one episode. I won't even tell you. You should just watch it.
I want to watch it.
You'll binge it.
Yeah.
And the episodes are relatively short too.
That's cool.
And it has the guy who played fuck, what the hell was his name? The guy who gets his eyes poked out in Game of Thrones by the mountain.
Oh, I don't know his name.
I can't remember his name either.
No.
Isn't it wild how Game of Thrones like occupied so much cultural space, and then when the last season sucked, it just
fell off.
It's just gone.
Nobody talks about it.
Nobody
anymore.
fucking talks about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, how wild is that?
I mean, the same thing happens with most TV shows, though, right? Like Breaking Bad was the same thing.
Yeah. But Breaking Bad was so good.
I didn't watch it all.
You should.
I don't know. I got to a point. I watched
we've had this conversation. I need you to watch it. I know you won't, but it's fun.
I'm probably not going to.
I know. I know. It's so good though.
I got to a point and I just stopped watching halfway through an episode and I just never picked it up again.
Yeah.
I got like 2 or 3 seasons in, so.
Let's see. Look at that. I have 2 TikTok notifications.
Oh wow!
Oh, not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Just quickly. I don't even know if we should get into this. We should maybe save this for
another one. Are we going to talk about Star Wars?
Yeah, but if we start, then it's just going to go on for hours.
We should probably save it for another one.
Yeah, because I got a lot to say, and
yeah, I have a lot to say.
Yeah, we'll save that.
Mildly disappointed, not mildly. I'm disappointed.
Wasn't as disappointed as you.
I know.
I enjoyed it.
I'll convince you as to why you hate it. No, I'm just kidding.
I enjoyed it. Because it wasn't The Last Jedi.
That's valid.
The Last Jedi just...
Again, like I said to you, the first text message was, I can't help but feel this movie would have been better if they didn't have to make up for an entire movie's worth of shit.
Oh yeah, it would have been way better.
You know what I mean?
And they should have stuck with one director through the entire trilogy.
Yeah.
It would have been more cohesive and...
just better overall.
Yeah.
I'd read somewhere that inside source with J.J. Abrams said that he had a radically different idea of what the edit would look like from Disney, and just everything went poorly, to say the least. But we can discuss this more in depth in a bit.
Yeah. Also, just when did they stop doing director's cut? Because I would love a director's cut of like The Last Jedi.
I think that they probably still would.
Yeah,
I don't know if they'll ever release one for him, but.
Like, I got a couple, like, there's, like, some of the director's cuts are way better than the actual movie. Like the Lord of the Rings director's cuts.
Oh, it's the best.
They give you so much more information where you're just like, what the fuck? Like,
exactly.
That makes so much more sense.
Well, apparently the runtime for the cut that J.J. Abrams had was like 3 hours.
No, I would have been fine with that.
Me too.
But
because it would have given the movie so much more room to breathe. Mm-hmm. Right? Because, like, the first half, it was like scene.
Like,
you know, lightning, fucking Chewie's dead. No, he's not. Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was very rushed and felt that way, for sure.
For sure.
And there was some stuff that they did good, and there was some stuff that was like, it was cringy.
Yeah. Babu Frick was all right. I didn't mind Babu Frick.
Babu Frick?
Yeah, the little droid mech guy.
Yeah, he was all right. He was, like, pretty pointless, but...
The fucking love interest that they had for Poe. Mm. Like, that bitch showed up out of nowhere and then disappeared. We didn't even see her face.
I know. And also, like, why does Poe need, like, 18 love interests?
I know. Well, apparently JJ wanted him and Finn to be gay lovers. But then J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, no, but what kind of... Who?
Poe and Finn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm confused.
Black dude.
Poe, yeah.
Oscar Isaac.
I confused Poe with Finn.
Yeah.
Finn has like 18 love interests.
Yes,
right?
he does.
He had Rey.
I like it how they went to a black love interest at the end. I'm like, is that a little racist?
I know.
This feels a little racist.
It was like Rey, and then it was Rose, and then it was that lady. I don't even know her name.
Yeah, this fucking woman who's on a horse who we don't like. That was, yeah.
I also hated how they rode the alien horses onto the spaceships again. It's like, why do we need to do this?
I know.
What's with the alien animals? Let's just...
I know.
But... to be fair, there were some times where I got that tingly feeling where I was like, this is awesome.
This is neat. Yeah.
Like when all the fucking ships show up at the end and there's that giant fleet.
That was cool.
And they had gathered like the full resistance to come and fight these guys.
That was sick.
That was actually tight.
Yeah,
like,
I agree with you.
I got a little like tingly feeling about that.
Yeah, when Kylo determined that he was actually a good dude, which was, we knew that was coming. Mm-hmm. But he fucked up all the Knights of Ren. I was like, this is great.
Yeah, this is tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weird mind connection stuff I really didn't like.
Yeah.
Like they're fighting, but they're not in the same room. And then they kissed. And then they kissed, and that was
I felt they were more of brother sister relationship.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Definitely thought that. And then they kissed, and then I was like,
I feel weird
oh god. And then he died, and I was like, that made up for it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like I said, he kind of went out like Darth Vader.
I wish we could have seen a dark Rey. I would have been down with that.
Would have been tight.
Yeah.
Oh man,
she never got a double lightsaber, which pissed me off.
Yeah. The moment where she shot lightning out of her hand and killed that ship, I was like, that was fucking tight.
That was crazy. I wasn't expecting that.
No, me either.
I will say that.
No, I wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting her to be the granddaughter of Palpatine.
No, that threw me for a curve too.
Yeah. I felt it was a little bit. Again, it didn't. If the last movie they weren't like, you're not anyone. Yeah. And they hinted towards it, like it just would have felt more cohesive, right?
Yeah.
But we should talk about this more in another one. Because I should probably get going, and we're going to get into it.
We're already starting.
Exactly.
One thing, real quick, I wish that they would make another fucking Han Solo movie just so we can see about Darth Maul. He's obviously alive. I need more of that.
Exactly. No, I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
I actually like the Han Solo movie.
Yeah, me too. But
again, we'll do that later.
We'll do that later because this is going to go on forever.
Yeah. It's 8 o'clock. I got to drive back to Air Train.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for being on the show, Brendan.
Yeah, thank you.
If you like this episode of This Is Your Brain On podcast, consider leaving a rating or a review on your podcast listening app of choice. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, basically anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Help us break through those evil algorithms and reach the most amount of glorious listeners that we possibly can. And let us know how we're doing. For up-to-date information on the show, you can follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For more ways in which you can support the show, visit fsproductions.ca.